Okay, guys, so we can start, I think. Today is really a lot of people here, so I hope it will be really useful. So basically, I'm happy to see you all here Friday evening, but we are still getting some more knowledge to big sales, to empower yourselves. And now we're gonna start our today's webinar about access control device, which can help you to measure the temperature and basically recognize the faces. I will tell you about what is this device, what is the main features and what is the main advantages of this device. I will explain you what is the differences between our competitors and us. And finally, we can really go through some important sales points, how to push it to the market, how to introduce it to your customers, and basically what is the best customers for this device. So all that we will discuss today. Like I said at the beginning, and always, this is the short webinar, half an hour, 40 minutes. Then it will be some session of the questions and answers, which I would like to have from your side. So if you will have some questions during our webinar, so you can send this to the chat. I am looking for the chat all the time. So if I'm gonna see some questions from your side, I will stop, I will explain, answer to your questions, and we can go to the next step. So let's start, I think. Like I said, today's topic is STD-2MP device, which is the new era of access control because it's touchless, because it's like with additional health checking functions like a temperature scanning. And basically it can be implemented in some existing systems. It can be a standalone solution for some places, and it has loads of different functions and advantages comparing to the classic access control. So basically, what is this? This is the all-in-one device, which includes monitor, where you can see the image and the face and everything like that, and some feedback from this system. It includes the camera, which can scan your face, which can recognize you, and so on. And it has a temperature measurement device, temperature measurement sensor, basically, which can measure your temperature. So if we're going to speak about the technical part of that device, so basically it's equipped with the 2-megapixel Full HD camera. It has a 7-inch IPS display. It has internal memory like a 16 GB, which is full enough to carry on 22,400 different faces in the database. And it can also remember 100,000 different events. So basically, this device, they have an input and output for the weekend. It has alarm output, so which you can use basically to open the door, to make some alarm triggering and whatsoever. It also have a built-in speaker, so it means this device can speak to you, can notify you somehow, and it can warn you or make some alarm. So the housing of this device is basically made from metal, and if we are talking about the measurement accuracy and all of this stuff, so basically it's quite good because we are using quite, let's say, the best sensors in the market, which I will tell you and explain you later on. And that's how we can arrange really good measurement results. Like if you can measure yourself from the 1 meter, it still will be quite accurate. It will be plus minus 0.3 degrees deviances, let's say. So basically, if you speak about the face recognition distance, so in a special settings mode, we can achieve even around 3 meters far from the device. So which is quite nice and which is really good for a lot of different solutions. So if we're gonna speak about what is the basically best solution for this device and what it can do. So first of all is the temperature measurement, which is quite important in these COVID times. But not only, because you can also detect the face masks. So in some cases, you need to detect if the face mask is on the people, or is there some stranger or some visitor without the face mask. So you can detect it quite easily. So you can also make the face recognition, which is important. So the face recognition can be made even without the face mask or with the face mask. So it means the device will recognize you on this part of the face, so upper part of the face. So even if you are using some face mask or something like that, so it wouldn't affect this face recognition algorithm. So very important thing is the contactless access. For example, if you will install it and connected to the access control of the existing premises, for example. So you don't need to touch something. So it's not keypad. You don't have to touch your fingers with the keypad. So it's not the card solution. So you don't have to take the card and press the card to the reader, something like that. So it could be 100% contactless, because when it will recognize your face from the 3-meter distance, it will open you the door if you are allowed to come in. One more important thing, it can do the alarm notification. So basically, it could be different alarm notifications. It could be alarm about the abnormal temperature. So for example, if one of your workers came to the working place with a higher temperature than it's normal, it could be about the no face mask alarms. And of course, it could be alarm when some unknown person is coming to your premises. So basically, what is this and how can it help? So normally it's like a barrier against seasonal diseases and epidemics, because now we are facing with the COVID outbreak, then it could be seasonal flu, then it could be just normal flu or something like that. So again, any of the basically business owners, they don't want to let some guy in and infect all the rest of the people inside the working premises, for example. So now and later on, this will help to be sure that every your worker who is coming in, every your visitor who is coming in, they are more or less healthy, let's say. So at least they're not coming to your premises with a higher temperature. Also, it's like a visitor's health checkup together with your workers. So you can scan your visitors to make sure that your visitors is fine and they are at least healthy at the moment they are coming to you, for example. So more of that, you can make some visitors management, because using our VMS, which is related to this device, you can also calculate how many people inside and outside of the premises. So I will show you how it works later on. And basically, this device is really good for the access control, because it could be like a standalone access controller, and it could be basically normal device, which is quite good for any solution you have. So you can use it as a part of the existing system, same as you can build the whole system as a standalone with this device. And finally, this device can help you with the time attendance. So when we are talking about the time attendance, it means you can also track your workers when they come, if they was late, if they are coming to the work at the normal hours or out of the normal hours. So all of that it's possible in some more or less let's say version with this device. So we are not like positioning this device as a 100% device which can close all your topics and all your requirements, but in some certain things this could be a good standalone solution for some small business, or if we are talking about some big business, it could be really decent solution as a part of the existing system to bring it to the next level, let's say. Because if you have a classic access control, so this will bring you additional power to check the people, to check their health statements and everything like that. So it brings you additional features, it brings you additional knowledge about your visitors. Either it could be your customers or it could be your workers. So this is quite useful at this moment for sure. Then what is the device itself? As you can see here, at the left side, this is the temperature measurement module, which includes basically the sensor and the body for the sensor, which can bring you more accuracy and more reliability, so you don't have to calibrate it quite often. Then you can see the white lights, which can help you to brighten the face, and it helps you to recognize the people more accurate. So here in the center, this is the 2-megapixel IP camera. So it's not like a classic IP camera, it's a stereo camera, like a 3D camera, which can help you not only to recognize your face, it can also help you to recognize if it's real people or not. Because basically, if you will show the mobile phone or some photo which was printed, it will be recognized as a fake people. It will be recognized as a fake human, and it will not let you in, because this device, they have a special modes to recognize the fake people or to not recognize the fake people. So it brings a bit more time to detect this one. But after all, if you feeling like you will have some kind of risk like that, so it's better to switch it on, and you will be sure that nobody will came if it will be like a fake photo or it will be like a photo from the mobile phone. So only real peoples will be inside of your premises in this way. Then we can speak about the built-in access controller, which is definitely inside. We have a vegan cable terminal, we have a power supply cable, and we have a J45 to connect this with the local network. So the most important component of this device is definitely our sensor for the temperature measurement. So in our devices, we're using two different devices. It's basically Hyman. It's basically Hyman from Germany, and it's Omron from Japan. So this two is top-notch of the sensors on the market, and definitely nobody else bringing such a quality and such a accuracy on these measurements. So the most important thing is this device price composed from the, let's say, 80% this is a sensor, and all the rest is the device itself. So basically, there is a joke, let's say, if you remember this story, when one guy is sold Apple shares for some, I don't know, $10 per share or something like that. And then after that, Apple brings millions and everything. So definitely there was some guy who was trying to sell this temperature measurement modules because let's say before the COVID time, the price of this temperature measurement sensors was quite low. So it was like, I don't know, maybe 10 times less than now. But then after the COVID outbreak, everybody starts to be interested in buying all those sensors. So the price of those sensors is incredibly higher now. So it's starting to rise with the prices from beginning of this year. And up till now, they are quite on a higher level because the demand is really enormous. And that's why the main price of this device is starting from this sensor. So I will explain you a bit later on why it's so important to have the really professional sensors in these devices. And I will show you on the examples with the competitors, for example. So what can it brings to you basically, and how to take the best from this sensor, for example. So let's say, like I said, so main component of this device is the sensor. So the price of the sensor is the main essential part of the price for the whole device for sure. And the performance is really dependent on this sensor, the speed, the accuracy, and the measurement distance. So when you're buying this device, you will have rich accessories inside the kit for sure. So you will have the power supply, you will have some cable terminals, you will have some basic brackets. Along with that, you can also order from us some special cable management boxes, which will make your life easier if you want to connect it somehow to the wall, if you want to connect it for the tripod, for example, or whatsoever. So those cable boxes, they're quite good, nice looking, and it will bring like plus 100 scores to the outlook of this device for sure. If you want to make it like a standalone solution, you can also use our floor brackets. So we have two types. One is the bigger one. It calls floor bracket tower type. So in this tower type, you can also connect our device plus some sanitizer, for example, or some other device which is helpful in these COVID times, for example. And it could be floor bracket slim part, which is good for some smaller premises, so it will not take a lot of space. It is small, slim, and good looking for connecting of our device there. Basically, we have a back box pole adapter. So if you have your own pole, for example, or everything like that, so we can help you to create this special pole adapter to fulfill your needs, for example. So it's made now for our devices, but we can design for you some other devices or some other shape if you like. Also, we have a covers, which can bring some more, let's say, unique outlook for the device itself. It could be customized for our customers, just to make it nice looking or to make a different look for your devices. So it could be like this or that, for example, for some schools or to make a fun for the kids. It's a really nice option to have it like a rabbit or mouse or something like that. So here we can also create it under demand. So it's like not stock solution. It's always on request, and we can create it for you if you wish. Then how can we use this device? Basically, one of the solutions which is quite popular at the moment is to use it like a standalone application. So it means using some floor bracket or wall bracket, you can just install this device, and this device will open your door if temperature is normal, or if it will open your door if the temperature is normal plus person who is coming is with a face mask. So it means this is not anyhow connected to the existing access control system, but still it's fine, and still it's good working in your premises. So you just have to connect with some door lock or the barrier or turnstile, and it will be working like that. So if everything is fine, so device will send the signal to open the basically your door or your premises. Another scenario is to use this device as a part of the existing system. So definitely if you have existing access control system, so you will have some controllers, you will have some readers, and most probably those controllers and readers are supported vegan protocol, which is also supported by our devices. So in this case, you just make some additional point. So it means you are not connecting readers with the controller like it was before, but you are basically connecting reader with our device to the vegan in and your controller to the vegan out. So it means our device will be inside this chain between the, your door, for example, and your existing controller. So it will help you to basically open it in a 3-factor authentication. For example, if your card is fine and it's accepted, if your face is recognized, for example, and if your temperature is normal. And plus, maybe you can also add on top some face mask recognition. So if you will be equipped with the face mask, your temperature normal, and your card is fine and it's in database, so that means your controller will allow you to go in and open the door for you. So basically it works like that. So when you will have a reader, it's vegan in, and you will have controller, it's vegan out. So it's quite easy to understand if you are dealing somehow with the access control system. If you are not, so just let us know. We can make some dedicated seminar for you or webinar for you. So it's not a problem. We can explain you how it works. And in my opinion, it's quite easy and quite common system. So nothing to do, it's not a rocket science, and basically it's good to power up some existing access control system with this device, because like I said at the beginning, it will bring you more power, it will bring you more knowledge, and it will bring you some more, let's say, additional value to your existing system, because either you can make it contactless just by face recognition, or other way you can just make it with the temperature measurement, so to make sure that all the people are coming in is with the normal temperature and they are not having any fever. Now about the best places to install STD device. So basically we are divided into the 2 parts. So first one is like when you are looking for the visitors temperature screening in the public places. So definitely it will be some infrastructure objects like border checkpoints, airports, railways, bus stations, and whatsoever. The second one is retail business, shopping centers, and some stores. So in this case, you can screen your visitors, your customers basically, and make sure that all of them are really healthy, or at least they are with the normal temperature. So definitely when we are talking about the high temperature and normal temperature, so I'm never mentioned like it's 100% system which can allow you to avoid some infected people or something like that. But still, it's like, you know, the infection and any virus is probabilities. So if you are reducing the chance of getting infected, so that means you are increasing the chance of stay healthy for a long time. So basically, in this scenario, it's much better and it's much more useful thing. So at least we're reducing the chance of getting infected. We are reducing the chance of some viruses or infections outbreak. And that means we're making some good things, and plus helping the business to be, let's say, more automated and more accurate, and according to the existing laws, of course, as well. Finally, stadiums, cinemas, museums. During the lockdown, of course, all those places are closed, but after the lockdown, if you're installing such a device in those places, it will help you to avoid, again, some people's with the fever, some people's without face mask, and it can help other people who is coming to stay more healthy, at least at this time. If you're talking about the temperature and access control for the existing workers, for example, or existing students, so the best places to install is schools, academies, and universities for sure. Then it could be installed in the government, commercial, and the residential buildings, in the factories, industrial, and manufacturing areas. Now it's quite popular on the warehouses because there is normally a lot of workers. So if we're talking about some big e-shops, some big retailers, so definitely they will need to control their workers because they are workers, they are using, let's say, some regulations, so they have to wear the mask and everything like that. So to avoid the infection will be spread to the goods, which will be sent to the customers and so on. So this is kind of, again, prevention of the chances to be infected and to spread this infection to the other people. So, of course, one of the most important places is the clinics, dentists, and other things, because if it's not like a COVID clinic or COVID hospital, so definitely the last thing what some dentist wants is to receive the people which is having some higher fever, because normally it will require from you quite a difficult procedure to measure the temperature for every visitor. So this device will automate this for you and for your business. Now we will speak about some features which we have. So one of the features which is interesting and which is useful is the device what we have can monitor visitors even behind the glass. So it means if you have some retail shop or something like that, so you will make sure that your doors will be not open before you will scan the guy. And also, due to this device is mostly indoor device, so you don't have to put this device outside. So even inside, through the glass, it can measure your visitors. The one important thing, you don't have to stick this device to the glass, because when you stick this device to the glass, the device can be hit itself, and it will hit the glass, and it will affect basically the results of the temperature measurement. So we do recommend to keep at least 5 to 10 centimeters distance from the device to the glass. So for the best, let's say, results, for the best measurement and the best recognition, it will be quite fine enough, and it will not lead you to some, let's say, unexpected results with the temperature measurement. Next thing is smart temperature correction, basically. So smart temperature correction will help you at the winter time, at the summertime. How it can help you? It means if you have a hot temperature outside, so most probably your visitors will be also with the higher temperature because it's just hot outside. In let's say some Middle East countries, African countries, it's quite common situation. So basically what to do? The very common and basic recommendation is like that. So every time if you have some temperature inside your premises, which is quite different from the temperature outside, so the people who is coming from the outside have to stay inside for the 5 minutes, for example, to, let's say, adapt themselves to the temperature inside. For example, if you will see that people who is coming inside, they have a 1 degree plus temperature comparing to the normal temperature after the 5 minutes. So you can just put this 1 degree correction to the device. So it means if I have, let's say, 36 and 6, I've been for a while outside on the hot sun, so I will have a 37 and 6. It's just for example, okay? Then I'm coming inside, and if we know that this plus 1 degree is quite normal for this case, so device will be automatically correct this temperature for 1 degree. So even if I will have 37 and 6, it will recognize me as a normal temperature. And the same vice versa for the cold temperature. So if I have some less temperature for ½ degree, for example, during the cold winter time, when I'm coming from the outside, you can also put this correction gap to your device, and it will be recognizing you with the normal temperature or with the higher temperature if it will be higher than this 0.5 degree deviation. So it works like that. Then another thing, we have on-with support. So it means you can connect our device for the existing platforms and you can use it with the mobile phones, with the PC apps, with the cloud. So you can record some camera results to an NAS storage. So it could be working with the VMS, and basically you can even connect it to the smart home solution, which is supporting OnWave protocol or RTSP stream if you like. One more big advantage of our device is that we have a smart notification function in the Partizan mobile app. So basically, when we're talking about the Partizan applications, which gained the best CCTV mobile award last year, so we're talking about the ecosystem. So the ecosystem which we are building is the ecosystem of really convenient and really useful features, which is quite simple for the end users, which is quite easy for the installers. And basically, it will be completely different user experience if you are comparing with the Chinese suppliers. So what we want to achieve is like make people love our application. So they will enjoy working with our application in any case and with any device. So that is our main target. And using this device, which is STD-2MP, you will also have some really new experience with that, because if you're gonna compare the devices from the other suppliers, so you will not have this kind of smart notifications. But in our case, you will have this smart images, and then you will have access to the gallery where you can check all your visitors with the temperature results, with the time of they are visiting. And if it's someone from your existing database, you will also have the name. So basically, it's quite easy to move from left to right with the time bar and everything like that, and check who was coming and what is the temperature results from them. A bit later, we will add some filters. So using those filters, you will be able to filter only guys with the higher temperature, or only guys without face mask, or only guys who is unknown for your system, for example. So we're going to make it, I think, in November already. So stay with us and use our application, show to your customers what we can do with that. And I'm pretty much sure that they will not left you without a good order afterwards. Another feature, which is really a game changer for your customers, is like a pop-up image. So basically, for all of the customers, it is useful because, first of all, you can make some check-in or health check survey for your customers. For example, one of our Canada customers, they are really using this QR code to bring customers to the survey. And according to the local law, every visitor has to fill in the survey, and then he can let inside the premises. So basically, if we are using this device in this scenario, so we can work as basically complete solution, not only the measuring, but also giving some data to the government to help fighting with the COVID outbreak and maybe seasonal flu afterwards and anything else. So now I will stop and see the question. Can I ask what's the calibration procedure? We just installed 28 across the UK, and the client would like to know this. So basically, the calibration procedure, you don't have to make, let's say, faster than every 1 year normally, because this device and this temperature sensor is inside the body. So it means you don't have to calibrate it often. So in normal life, it's calibrated automatically. And once per year, you have to bring this device to the local calibration office, and they will make this service for you. So we suggest to do like that, because it's not medical device after all. So it's like an access control device, first of all. So we don't have to care that much about this calibration, but we do recommend every year, like with the normal temperature measurement device, you can have this calibration service for your customers if you like, and if the customer like. Okay, so next step. It's about the advertising and marketing. So using this pop-up image, basically this pop-up image will appear if you make a successful scan and if you make unsuccessful scan, basically. So anyhow, each of visitors will notify and will notice these pop-up images. So you can use it for the advertising and marketing, for example. So if it's some retail shop which is installing this device in their premises, so if they have some promotion, if they have some basically goods with better prices or some weekly offer, so they can change these pop-up images every week, every day, every few hours as they wish. And they can bring some new information to these pop-up images to advertise something or to market something. Another feature which is helpful with these pop-up images is information or guidance. For example, if you have this office closed or this road closed or something like that, so you can also notify the people with that. And basically, it's easy for the branding or customization. So for example, the guys who are basically want to make some more branding of their companies. For example, if we are talking about some installing companies, so you can just easily make your logo there, and every visitor who will come to this premises where you install this device will see your logo, and maybe it will bring you some more orders or some more, let's say, knowledge from the customer side. Who was those nice guys who installing this device in this premises? So also it's useful for the customization, and very easy to change these images from your side, because you can just make this image as a BMP file of the certain size, and you just load it to the device using the web interface. So it's quite easy. It takes a few minutes only, and it's easy to change with the zero knowledge for the design and everything like that. So in case if you will need the help with that, so definitely our guys can help you. That's not a problem. And basically it looks like that when we are talking about the temperature measurement and the face recognition. So here, as you can see, you have a successful result and not successful result. So in case of everything is fine, you set the temperature for some kind of a normal level, not more than 37 degrees, for example, and you want to have a face mask wear it on. So here you can have a successful scan result. And if you don't have this, let's say, the normal temperature, or if you don't have a face mask, it will also notify you. It can make some basically audio announcement if the temperature is abnormal, or it can ask you to wear the mask. So please wear the mask. So normally it says like that. And I will stop again for some questions. Is it possible to program in a group or one by one? So basically it is possible, both options. So you can program all of them, or you can program first one, and then you can make some bulk copy paste, let's say, settings to all of the rest you have. So it's quite easy solution, and that's not a problem. So the same you can do with the settings and with the database. So if you are talking about some premises where is a lot of different devices, but the database is the same, and the settings should be the same. So you can make it using our software, like a copy paste. It's very easy. So you can make it in the bulk. Image in the app could be black and white and could be color. So you can just change the different options. So our technical support will show you how to do. So it's a black and white, and it's not only black and white, it could be color. So it depends. You can use the mainstream, it will be color, and you can use the substream, it will be black and white. So that's not a problem. It can be both. Okay, going to the next step. So the next step will be most important and most interesting for most of you, I think, because you are common with our device, more or less. Most of you are trying, testing, even selling, and quite successful with that. But now the next stage and the next step is basically, what about the other competitors' devices? So first of all, when we are talking about competitors' devices, you can find on the market some devices which is measuring the wrist temperature. So I will explain you what is the plus and minuses of this situation. So the pros is the price, because like I said at the beginning, some essential part of the price of the whole device is this price for the temperature measurement sensor. So in this case, when you are measuring your wrist, so it means the distance between your wrist and the sensor should be 1 or 2 centimeters maximum. So it means the sensor could be quite cheaper than if you are measuring your forehead, for example, okay? So that means overall device with the wrist measurement temperature module will be quite cheaper than the same one with the forehead measurement temperature. Minuses or cons is basically inconvenience of use, because to use those devices, you have to come very close to this device and measure your wrist. So in some cases, if we are talking about, for example, kids or young guys or something like that, there is quite high chance or quite high risk that they will touch with their hand this device and this sensor. So it means if one will touch it, if another one will touch it, so finally the system becomes non-touch free, but it will be contact one. So And this basically what we're trying to avoid together with this solution. And you know, when the customers will ask you, okay, what is the main difference? So you have to explain this difference, because if you want contactless solution, so I cannot name it 100% contactless solution. And the difference with the price will be small for sure. And I'm not think that it will pay off finally for this customer, because he can use it no problem, but he can consider two things. First, the wrist in most cases will be touching this device, because 1 centimeter is too small distance to avoid this, you know, some natural waving and touching of this device, because you can avoid it if you are, let's say, feeling well, but if you are a bit sick, if you are old guy, or if you are too young and you know you are making like this and that, and then you are pressing something, so it will definitely big chance to touch this device. This is the first. And second, if you are using this device, so you can forget about the turnstiles or something like that, because you have to make sure that all your customers or all your visitors or all your workers can come closely and press this sensor or put your hand 1 centimeter from this sensor. So it means it's impossible to make it half meter, 1 meter, 2 meter far from the people. So it should be really close to the people. So it's up to your customers, but I do not suggest and do not recommend this kind of solution. For me, it's inconvenient and unsafe. Second one, some of the customers are asking about the thermal camera solutions, because really the thermal camera solution can bring you multiple persons scanning at the same time. So in my opinion, it's good for the airports. It's good for some railway stations when you have to scan and screen a lot of people, and you cannot make the chain of the people because it will take you another 1 day to scan them all and everything like that. So definitely, it's a good solution if you are talking about some security on the railways, security on the big premises, when you can detect the human from the distance of a half kilometer or something like that, even at the night time. But it's not the best solution for the, let's say, temperature screening in a small and the middle business, because it's too expensive and too complicated, and you will be required to install a lot of different things which maybe you don't like, because this camera will not work without server. You have to buy the server. In most cases, you have to buy the software. You have to buy the expensive camera, and so on and so on. So finally, it will bring the price of the whole system too high, and maybe you don't need it. I will see the chat, and the question is, can we integrate it with some extra features like camera or keyboard? As in some areas, we have to take the phone number of the visitor and the civil ID number along with the visitor photo and temperature. So basically, like I said previously, so the best way is to make some customer survey. For example, he needs to basically load his data to some web portal, which will be at his phone when he will scan the QR code, for example. So otherwise, you can make some app, or we can think about some additional, you know, automation of this system. How can we make this running? But the most easy way, without any additional thing, you make this one-pager website with the forms which the people have to fill in, and you make it as a QR code. So basically, all your visitors who is coming inside, they will just scan using their mobile phone the QR code, then fill the form, make it submit, and then he can go inside. So that's the easiest way without any additional features from our side, and from your side, it's just one pager. So it works like that as an idea. Okay, another point is some good looking but really poor performance solutions. Normally they can be cheap, they can be higher price, but the main feature is like a price is quite challenging. It's nice looking design, but when we are looking for some specs, it could be some limited information about the specs, for example. It could be some specs which is missing on this device. So normally it brings you some really limited functionality, and due to some information which you have, because normally those customers who is buying those devices, they never knew what kind of sensor is inside. And that means you don't have to achieve some good performance, and maybe this sensor will be not accurate, or this sensor could be too slow, or this sensor could be cheap, so you can come to this device too close for make some scanning and so on. So basically that's why we have a complete data sheet for all our devices, and you can really check all the functions, all the features, and all the parameters which will have this device. So I faced with a lot of competitors who never mentioned these parameters, and it means when you're buying this device, you are buying some unknown device which is really brings you some unexpected results, you know. So that's something what you have to point your customers all the time. So they have to provide you some exact data sheets or some exact points just to compare with our points, because in some cases we're faced with the devices which cannot scan your temperature, but it looks exactly the same like devices which can scan the temperature. Of course, price is lower, but this is essential part, and this is essential functions why you are buying this device. Same, it could be device without function of opening the door or without access control or built-in. So it means it can scan your temperature, it can detect your face mask, for example, but then you have to open or close the door manually, which again doesn't bring any sense for this device because it cannot work as a standalone. It cannot automate your existing solution. So just be careful when you are choosing some device and check all the functions and all the possibilities from the datasheet. And the same basically when you're comparing Partizan device with the competitors, of course. Another option which you can find on the market is too much built-in functionality solutions. So it means you can find the good-looking solution with a lot of functions, but in most cases it will be really overpriced because it's wide variety of different functions, because all in one, you can scan the temperature, for example, you can recognize the face, you can recognize the hand palm, you can have built-in reader, you can build in something else. So in certain cases, of course, it's nice to have this solution, but I think if you have some existing access control system, you simply don't need this device, because some of the functions of these devices for which you're going to pay more, it will just double existing functions of your system. And if it's like a standalone solution, so in most cases, you don't need all these functions, because if you want to open the door, if temperature normal and face mask is on, so basically you don't have to scan some hand palm or some fingerprint or something like that. So it's quite enough to make some decision about open the door or not open the door. So again, it's not kind of really strong competitors for us. In most cases, for example, yeah, because the price is too high, there is a lot of different functions, which is really non-useful for the most of the cases, if you are targeting some SMB business, of course. And finally, the solution, which is quite popular at the moment in some places, but some of the company owners, they think that it's a cheaper way how to keep healthy their stuff, but finally it's not. Because basically it's a manual measurement solution. When it's some guy who is having this kind of hand thermometer, who is checking all of the visitors or all of the workers every day, many times of the day, and so on and so on. So why it's good? I think there is no any reason how to, you know, how to support this kind of solution, to be honest with you, because there is only a lot of different cons regarding to this solution. First of all, if you think that you are buying this cheap temperature measurement device for maybe 20 or 50 euros or something like that, so it's not like that, because basically you are not buying this device, you have to buy the time of your workers, and every month you have to pay the salary for the guy who will be checking the temperature of all the visitors. So if you will calculate everything like that, so 1 month or 2 months of this guy will pay you off the whole device, which will be automated 100% and which will bring you standalone solution. So definitely you have to consider all the expenses, not the price of the device itself, because if this device cannot work as standalone, if it device cannot work like alone without any human touch, without any manual things, so it is not good solution for your business, because it will bring you additional expenses on the salaries, on some inaccuracies, and also in my experience, for example, if it's automatically measurement system, which you are facing with when you're coming to some premises or some shop, it's like, let's say, psychologically, it's more better for you than if some guy is trying to embarrass you measuring your temperature all the time. So it's like a better customer experience, in my opinion, first of all. So for your business and for the business of your customer, automated solution like STD will bring some better user experience and better customer experience. So it's much better. And finally, it will be even cheaper for you. Okay, answering the chat again. Yeah, Bata saying that in Serbia, it's quite common to make this hand measurement solution. But again, if the company owners will calculate the total expenses, so it will be not, so good for them. So it's good if you are, let's say, targeting only 1 month of this kind of a measurement. So if it's long-term, like it's now, so it starts in March, basically. So it's almost, 10 months already. After a few months, it will be 1 year. So if you will calculate the price for the guy who is checking the temperature from the people, it will not pay you off for sure, even if you think it is cheaper. And basically, main force is cheap in Serbia, I'm sure that, but again, the first and big minus is that you have to pay the salary to this guy every month. So not only one time. The second one, you are not able to automate it somehow. So you don't have to some database to analyze something. So you miss a lot of things because it's like a human factor. So this guy cannot, measure it well. This guy cannot measure all of the people. So there is huge risk about that. But again, it's up to the company owners, of course. So I'm sure that there is a lot of countries where it's like a $100 average salary. So maybe they can afford it. But again, if you are talking about long-term run, so it's not profitable. If you are talking about 1-2 months, like some time-limited solution, yeah, maybe it will work. Yeah. Customer do not know, but we are here to explain between each other, and then we can explain it to the customers, right? So that's why we are here, and that's why we're discussing all this stuff. And finally, some nice examples of the installations of our system from the Switzerland. It's medical clinics. Basically from the Romania, it's a manufacturing facility outdoors, but it's under the ceiling, which is really important. So you have to avoid some let's say bad weather conditions, and you have to avoid the direct sunlight or the direct air conditioning flow. So it's really important, just keep it in mind when we'll be installing those systems. Indonesia shopping mall, Georgia shopping mall, Canada, some offices, warehouses, and manufacturing places. Also, it was in Cyprus a few months ago. It was presentation for the 5-star hotel owners, and now we start selling them there. It's a Switzerland theme park, which is also outside, but under the roof. So it's quite okay. Nigeria International Airport was installed quite a lot of different devices in the different zones, in and out, arrival and dispatch. United Kingdom Food Factory, cheers to Paul and Asif. And again, offices and food courts, again, cheers to the Paul and Asif. Very nice guys. Thank you very much. Ukraine schools and universities, Slovakia government buildings and schools, Czech Republic, of course, our main head office place. We install it in many offices, fitness centers, stores, and warehouses with the help of our partners here. Lithuania, that was installed in one of the biggest national hospitals in the capital. And now I will answer the questions if it's something there. Okay, so thank you very much, Bata. You sent the photos. So in the new version of this presentation, we will definitely add it. Thank you very much. If you will have some more photos, any of you, so I will be more than happy to place it there and to promote it together with our solution. So it's quite nice, and thank you very much for that. So if we will speak about the time attendance possibilities in these devices, so it looks like that. You will have people, you will have to choose some days or working times and everything like that. So basically, the difference of this device time attendance with the classic time attendance is following. So you have to set some rules, and this device will bring you some results. So it means it works not like statements, it works under the request. So you are making the request and you are receiving the answer. For example, if you are sending the request, who was in work or who was coming within this time and these days. So you will have the results like that, okay? So it is a bit of different, you know, angle of view for these devices. So you have to keep in mind, of course. And here is how it looks like if you are put this device and switch on the people counting. So for example, you will have the entry number 800 with something, out number 300 with something, and finally it will bring you the retention number. So how many people is inside, basically it will be 600 with something. So when we are talking about, let's say, some countries now, so there are limitations how many people can stay inside your shop or can stay inside your premises. So in this case, this device is quite useful because you can install it, and you can not let people in if there is more than basically allowed by the government. And also you can check how many people with abnormal temperatures inside. So hopefully in all of the cases, it will be 0 like here on the image. One more important thing, which is quite nice for some bigger customers, is a possibility of customization. So we can basically customize your logo on the boot screen. We can customize some web interface, some applications for you. And some of our existing customers who is participating in this seminar today, they also have quite nice experience with that, and they are also enjoying this customization. And also we can translate it to any language with your help. And it can make some voice notification on your native language, which is quite nice because we can make it within 1 week time, basically, if we are talking about some new language or new audio or new text. And with the customization, it's also quite easy doing, but it's still a lot of R&D work. So we are offering that in some big orders of these devices. So if you have some big order and if you want to promote this with your logo on the boot screen or something like that, so just speak with me or speak with my guys. We can explain you the terms and conditions for this option. And finally, which is important for the basically European customers, is a GDPR compliance and GDPR friendly device. So this device is really friendly because it can allow you to not store and not keep personal data at all. So you just have to switch on the no data collection mode, or basically you can make this time limited. Like you can set how many days you would like to store the data of your visitors in this device. So basically according to the local law in your country or in your area. So you can do this, make it really according to the law properly and accurate. So in other countries, basically, I know that in the UK, there is another analog of the GDPR compliance, so the privacy law and something like that. So basically, it's all about the same. And mainly you can adjust it according to your needs. So that was the last topic, and now I'm starting answering your question. For the order localization, for the language localization, there is no big order. So basically, if you need your local language, so you can send us, and normally in 1 week we are making it inside, so that's not a problem. So the next languages will be Romanian language, it will be Bulgarian language, it will be Dutch, and something more. So almost every 2-3 weeks, we're adding some more languages there with the voice and with the text inside this device, which you can see on the monitor. So definitely I'll send you the presentation. Yeah, and Estonian coming soon as well. Yeah, so definitely I'll send you this full presentation so you can fight with your competitors with this presentation. You can sell more. You can persuade your customer that our solution is the best solution, because in my opinion, it's like that. So it's like a gold middle between the higher price and necessary functions. So it's like a working horse, which is really good for any small and middle business. And if you equip your customer with this device, so you will never regret about that, because it will help you now, it will help you many years, because you know the seasonal diseases are never going to the end. So every year it is better to check and control everything like that. And I do believe in the next few years, the access control systems will be moved closely to the contactless solution. So it will allow any guest to come in and go out without any touch of your device and everything like that. Okay. Slovenian language, yes, will be available, if not available at the moment. I'm not sure, but I think it's available already. We will need to check. So if any questions you have, you can switch on your microphone if you like and ask me by the voice, or you can text me in the chat. So happy to answer any of your question, because we're here to, like I said, get as more knowledge and as more understanding as it possible, and then go and sell it as more as we can, because now it's really helpful. Now it's really good solution. So basically, why not? Normally, the time for the temperature reading is 2 to 3 seconds. So up to 3 seconds together with the face detection and the recognition. So if you are coming inside on the distance of the measurement, like 1 meter far from the device, so it will take you 1, 2, and most probably you will be already measured and you will have the result. Okay, so I do believe most of you, you have my contact details or contact details of your sales managers. So I would like to ask you to send the request for this presentation. I will be happy to send it to you, or my guys will send it to you. That's not a problem. Again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Partizan Security, and you will have always some fresh videos, some nice presentations from there, together with this presentation, basically. So I think next Tuesday or next Wednesday, it will be in our YouTube channel, and you will be able to watch it again or show to your staff, maybe to your sales managers, to your engineers, whatever. And basically, it's like that. Okay, some more question. Ruben is asking me, he's tested the camera, and how does the face mask detection work? So, yeah, so it's not the best solution to recognize what exactly is here. So if you are closing with the hand, or if you're closing with the paper, for example, it of course lets you in, because there is, too much for this device to understand what kind of a material you are closing your face. So unfortunately, it's like that. And you have to be ready if the guys are coming in and closing by the hand or closing by some paper or some material. So it will recognize as a face mask, because basically, at the moment, there is not enough powerful algorithm which can recognize different material and everything like that. Because, even face masks now, they're starting to issue like a textile face mask with the different prints. So if we start to, ban the guys with who is not looks like a medical face mask, so we'll have a problem again, because there is a lot of guys with the textile face mask with some print, with some image and everything like that, which is looking quite different rather than the medical face mask. So, it's a tough game, and you have to be ready that it's not 100% accurate system in any way. So definitely we are speaking about high accuracy, but still, if you will close with something else than your face mask, it will recognize you as a face mask, unfortunately. So that's true. And all other devices will be the same. You can test some higher priced device, some more cheaper device. They all have more or less similar algorithm about detecting of the face mask. So if your face are closed like this, with this, or with the calculator, or with the paper, whatsoever, so it will say, okay, fine. So this guy is having the face mask. Nothing to do with that. Stefan asking me, can he send the pop-up warning through OnVIF or only Partizan VMS? Basically, you mean the mobile application, or what exactly you mean the pop-up warning? How do you think about this pop-up warning. You mean this pop-up image on the monitor? If this pop-up image on the monitor, so you go to the web interface and program from the web interface what kind of BMP file you would like to show as a pop-up image. And then this pop-up image will just appear on your monitor of the device. So after successful scan or not successful scan. If we are talking about some notification in the mobile app, so again, if you are set these notifications at your device, you will have it in our cloud account. So it's very important. So having the full functionality of this device, you have to be registered in our cloud account. So in our cloud account, you will get these push notifications, you will get the smart notifications, and basically you will be able to see these results of the measuring from your full customers or visitors list. Okay. Any more questions you have, guys? Yeah, I know everybody Friday evening would like to have a beer and something like that. So if there is no hot discussion or some hot topics and questions, I really hope everything was clear today, and I explained you, let's say, some new topics and some new angles of the same topic. And I will not take your time anymore, I think, if you don't have any questions. And basically, the only one thing I would like to do is like, yeah, Asif, tell me, you have a question?
No, thank you, Dimitri. Great presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, I really enjoyed this evening. So it was a lot of questions. I like the question, hard question, tough question, everything like that. Any question is really good. So help me more, finally.
Hi, Dimitri, can you share the slides with us?
Yeah, of course, of course. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel. And
it was a very good presentation. I love it.
Thank you very much, Annie. My pleasure. Thank you. Okay, guys. So I thank you very much for your Friday time. So I really appreciate, and it's my pleasure to speak with you to bring you more knowledge about this device. I'm wishing you the best results of your business, and I hope together our businesses will grow and grow together. And basically, have a good weekend. Thank you all. Stay healthy, stay well. See you soon next week with the new presentation. It will be about our mobile application and what is the best 5 features which is killers for our competitors. So stay with us every week at the same time, same place. See you there. Thank you and bye-bye.